Yeah, I think the tension is that we all were really unsure. Now, I say we all, I'm talking about the announce crew, me, Heenan, and Dusty. We all were really still unsure as to what was going to happen. I think we all had thought that maybe Bret Hart would be the guy. I had thought that maybe Sting, in my own mind, that Sting would be part of the third man, so to speak, and that was, the hostile takeover that night. There had been a part of me, and when I watched the show over again, I remembered it vividly again when they had that tag match where Kevin Sullivan wrestled with the Giant as his partner against Arn and Benoit, that when the Giant ran to the back chasing, I thought the Giant was going to be the third man. So the tension was, I think, who is really going to be this guy? We all thought, could it be Hogan? And I'm thinking, there's no way Hogan's going to do this and turn his back on, what he has become and what he has cultivated all the years. So I thought there was some very real tension in the back. But after it was over, I mean, we were all like, because it worked so well, and Hogan did such a great job, and the visual of the trash being thrown in the ring, and Hogan saying what he said, and crapping on Vince McMahon and all the fans, and he made everybody up north all this money, and the heck with the fans, and it was so perfect when he said the fans are like this trash at my feet, and that was an ad-lib line that he just came out with when he saw the trash coming, and it all just worked so well. So when it was over, we all went in the back, and I can tell you, we were high-fiving, and we were hugging back then because we all thought we had hit a home run.
Oof. Boy, did you ever hit a home run. The fans throwing the trash in the ring, I mean, that just shows you true heat and that they were truly hated him and they truly hated the NWO. Did you realize at that point, what you had on your hands with the NWO? Because the hottest thing possibly ever in the history of the wrestling business legit turned the wrestling business around, and legit was something that Vince copied over and over and over again. Even the Austin Vince storyline is somewhat of a copy of the NWO.
Right. That night, I don't think we knew exactly where this would go. Hogan said during the interview, he said, this is the new world order of wrestling. And then he went on to say a couple of times the New World Organization. So I think it was kind of like a fluid situation. I didn't know where they would go with this, but I knew that, one of the reasons that we had so much interest was that, Scott Hall shows up, Kevin Nash shows up, now Hulk Hogan is a part of them, and you kept tuning in every week to see who would show up next. And it really looked like a battle between two companies. Hindsight being what it is, and armchair quarterbacking being what it is, I think they could have done a lot better with it. But at that time, I think we all thought it was something special. Where it would go from there, we didn't know. Listen, wrestling changed, especially in WCW. It changed from week to week and day to day. As far as a direction of what we were going to do after that, I don't know if we had one or not. You just kind of go with the moment,
Oh, yeah. And beating the WWF for basically 2 straight years and then kind of off and on for a bit, fighting it off is pretty crazy when you think about it, because Vince's grandfather, was a huge promoter. His father's a huge promoter. All of a sudden, he's this huge promoter, and somebody knocks him off the perch in WCW, and Eric Bischoff, obviously, with the NWO leading the pack, knocked him off the perch. Were you guys shocked at all? Like, wow, we're actually, we're not only beating them, we're throttling them at this point.
Well, personally, I didn't. Personally, I never worried about that. I really didn't. Eric always was very competitive, and he always wanted to beat the WWF. To me, I always just wanted to have a good show and make money. And I thought that money could be made with both. And look, everybody was doing well. When competition is there, everybody's doing well. And that's why people say, one of the reasons, I guess, the WWE is not what it used to be, where they don't have the competition that they used to have. But was I surprised that we were doing that well, beating Vince? You know, Johnny, I didn't think about that. I really didn't. I did not go out there to Nitro every night or Thunder saying we're going to kick Vince McMahon's ass. That did not really bother me one way or the other. I went out there saying, let's have a great show, let's make money, and let's leave the fans wanting more. If that meant we kicked Vince McMahon's ass, then okay, good. But that was never my main reason for going out there and doing what I did.